direct being pulled down. Let's go back and look at SOPA again. SOPA making another attempt. Yeah, for right now, yeah, Ray is done for now. That's one to keep an eye on it because it is a micro float. We don't ever want to not pay attention to that because it can move up violently quick. But for right now, I wouldn't be looking at a dip buy or anything yet. The volume's starting to slow down quite a bit. It's trending down even more so than it did the first time. It's really losing a lot of interest. People are moving on to other things. SOPA is trying to push up. Hopefully direct won't give up just yet. Good morning. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. And good morning on TikTok. Good morning. SOPA, come on, baby. There's that big push. We hit 282. Looks like we had a high of 288. Let's give it another big push here. Marco, SOPA, 220 to 280. Nice trade. Good morning. Good morning. Well, we've had good trades on direct DRCT. Real good trades on that one this morning. Good trades on Raya, RAYA, on press releases. SOPA is another one with a pretty decent press release. SOPA. We've been watching this one. It's done decently well. It went from 230 to 288. It's at 270s right now. Waiting to see if that pops up. It's got a pretty decent float on it. Not a bad float. 5 million. That's not terrible. Move from yesterday, MOVE. That one moved up real nice this morning. Beautiful, beautiful spike up on that one early this morning. Carrie, good morning. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better than I have the last couple of days. That's for sure. Starting to feel alive again. Watching to see what direct's going to do here. It doesn't. It's having a little bit of struggles. Hopefully, 8 o'clock will throw a good press release at us. SOPA, come on. There we go. There we go. Nice. 289. New high there on SOPA. Beautiful. And then a pull right back down again. Oh, boy. Retail traders are something else, man. We are a bunch, I'll tell you. DMLP. Let me pull that up. There's nothing going on there. Boy, SOPA is just getting beat up. Every time it tries to go up, man, it gets beat down hard. Rhea still coming down. Rhea is still getting hammered. Oh, let's go look at BGL. Look at that. Boom. BGL is another one. Nice move on BGL this morning as well. It closed after hours last night around 5:55, 5:57, somewhere in there. It's going up to 6:59 so far this morning. Nice little push there. Looks like Direct DRCT is trying again. Everything's sports. It's your birthday. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Blue. Got a few press releases popping in here, but they're all junk. BGL going to break above that 650 again. Blue Gold Limited, BGL. Come on. Direct trying to get back over 6 again. DRCT. Happy birthday. Good morning. Michael, good morning. Samantha, good morning. Debbie, good morning. DR. CT. There it is again, back to 6. Let's create a new high here. See if we can keep this thing going. Come on, retail. Let's see if retail is going to show up this morning. Push it up. BGL getting pulled down. Let's go back and look at Rhea, see if Rhea's still falling. Rhea still coming down. That had its time. I'll tell you, we had a good trade with Rhea. That was a good trade, but boy, it is getting pulled down. But you got to keep an eye on it because it is a micro float and it can go up really quick. Provide a really good opportunity. It's a micro float. BGL still getting pulled down. SOPA not doing anything. GIBO, talked about this one this morning just a little bit. They had kind of a fluffy press release out. It's been dropping since 7 o'clock this morning. But it's trying to curl back up right now. It's trying to get back up, do something decent here, up around that $2 range. Silver hit $100. Minus 10 degrees. Oh my goodness. from yesterday, 775. Yeah. Move was a good one. Move was a good one. Went up 130% just yesterday. Almost hit 200% this morning. Tornado, minus 21 to a minus 40 wind chill. Oh my gosh. Now that's cold. That's chilly. That is chilly. Oh my gosh. I'm in Central Florida. Supposed to be 80 degrees here today. NAC is up to 217. My good old NAC stock. Good old NAC. Everybody made fun of me for buying that at 23 cents. Yeah, I'm in Central Florida. It's supposed to be 80 today, 84, I think, tomorrow, and 80 on Sunday. So should be some pretty decent weather here over the weekend. I hope. Keep an eye on Raya. Raya. That might curl back up. I don't know that it will, but I'm just saying it's a micro float. And you never know. Looks like everything. Looks like everything just got pulled down here. RVYL pushing up. RVYL, that was that other micro float that I mentioned to you. RVYL. You can see how it's starting to push itself up here. It's been going sideways all morning long. Popped up early this morning, in early pre-market, and then it's been going sideways since 7 o'clock for the most part. Now it's starting to make a little bit of a push. And CUST, KUST, boom. That one got pushed up real nice. CUST is hitting that Momo scanner. KUST. I think this is a micro float as well. Yeah, this has got a 587,000 public float. It is another micro float. KUST. Always have to watch those micros. When they go, they go. Chris, headed to St. Pete Beach next Thursday. Good. I hope the weather holds out for you, man. It's real nice this weekend. I hope it really holds out good for you. Weather's all over the place. YOUL announces non-binding letter of intent with Enalian HR to advance its OMO strategy. YOUL, 32 million public float. ATLN. ATLN acquires Circle 8 Group, creating a $1.2 billion global workforce solutions platform. ATLN has a 7 million public float. DGNX signs a joint venture framework agreement to support ESG and decarbonization infrastructure in Brazil. DGNX. Now let's take a look at the first one I gave you there, ATLN. We've gone from what, 399 to 536 on that press release. Let's see if it wants to go any higher or if it's going to pull back. It's up about 34%, 36%. DGNX, that one's up 11% on the press release. Let's see. SKYX announces a $25 million registered direct offering at $250 a share. Price is currently at $284. It was a offering with an institutional investor at $2.50. And it just dropped 9% because of that offering. ACAN, AKAN, Microfloat, announces closing of a $7 million convertible note offering. All right, now let's go back and look at Rhea. Still falling. Let's look at ATLN. We got that first big initial spike on the news, the pullback, and now we'll see if it's going to rise again on the pullback. For all of you that bought that pullback, let's also take a look at DGNX. On their press release, again with the big spike on the press release, the pullback, and then we'll see if it wants to move up from there. Let's see. That's all the news so far. ATLN still pulling back on the news. PODC. Let's go back and look at KUST. KUST. Boom. Nice. Up 55% now. Remember, that's a micro float. When I say micro float, that should perk your ears up. Shelley, good morning. Ice and snow over the weekend. Ariel, yes, I'm feeling much better. Manuel, good morning. All right, let's look at ATLN. With its 7 million public float. It's trying. Excuse me. And of course, let's take a look at ACAN, AKAN. Oops. Not getting any volume on ACAN, AKAN. It is a micro float, but it's not getting any attention. 32,000 shares traded on that stock so far, so it's not getting a lot of attention. Let's take a look at Cust. Boom, 351. KUST up 68% now. 70, oh my gosh, 72% now. 77% now. $76. Nice pop up. Marco, 313 to 350 on Cust. Nice trade. Nice quick day trade there. I like those. I like those. CEFZ. River North Active Income. It's an ETF. All right. Let's see what Cust is going to do. We're going to break that 350. Let's check it out on the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart looks really good. Looks like we hit 364. Boy, that thing is strong right now. Good heavens. 75% it's up. Keep pushing up. 81%. 84. 85. Where's all my Cust traders? One great sum. 312 to 349. Good trade. Very good quick trade. I like that. Locked in the profit. Direct. DRCT still hanging in there. It's hanging tough. It's having a heck of a time, though, but it is hanging tough. Well, we didn't really get blessed with anything huge here at 8 o'clock on the press releases. We really didn't get hammered with anything real good. Just some minor news. But that's okay. Still got some good trades out of some of these. Cindy, 264 to 350 on Cust. Nice trade, Cindy. Hollywood, 301 to 387. Another really great trade. Wolfpack's eating good this morning. Cust. Be nice to see Cust break 100%. All right, YMT. Looks like we got a Form 6K. Let's see what this is all about. In there. CRE announces late breaking. ATLN trying to push up again. Trying hard to recover off that initial spike. Let's see, ADAI with a SEC filing here. Looks like we have some insider trading here, some insider buys. Some restricted stocks. Contingent right to receive 1 share of common stock. Okay. That's probably nothing. Let's go back and look at Cust. Come on, Cust. Break that $4. Evero, good morning. We hit $4. We wicked up to $4 there pretty quick and back down again. Let's see if it'll get some really good volume on Cust. We're getting over 1 million shares per minute on the 1 minute time frame here. We're doing really good on volume. Marco, you have a great day. Thank you. I'm working on getting better. I'm still not 100%, but I feel tons better than I have the last couple of days. That's for sure. CGN. Move. Is Cust going to break 4? That's the big question. Is it going to break 4? To be or not to be? See if that micro float works in our favor here on Cust. Now let's go look at ATLN. Remember that one? We gave you that one. Let's see if it's where it's going here. 458, 459. Not a terrible float at 7 million. That's not bad. Be really sweet if it was a lot lower, but it's not a horrible float. It's trying. It's up about 20%. Let's go back and look at Rhea, see what it's up to. Rhea is trying. RAYA. As I mentioned, we had a really good trade on that one right at 7 o'clock. They put out a press release. It ran up. We got a really good trade off of that. It's been dropping after that big climb, and now it's trying to push back up again. And as I mentioned earlier, it is a micro float, so you do have to pay attention to it. If you want to make a quick trade on it, that is. Let's look at Cust. Nice little pop up there. Hit 409. Got back through that 4 again. And then a quick pull back down. Up 89% at the moment. Love to see this one hit 100%. It definitely has the ability to do it. It wouldn't shock me to see it hit 100%. Wouldn't shock me one bit, not with that float. DGNX. That was the other, excuse me, that was the other press release that we gave out. That one went from like $1.38 on the press release. We hit $1.73. It pulled back, and now it's trying to go back up again. Nice day trade on that press release. Direct is fighting to stay above $5. Let's look at Cust again. Kind of excited to see Cust get up over 100%. We're up 93% on that. Really, really, really want to see it bust up one more time. Rhea back over 3. Come on. Rhea's trying to stay above 3. And don't pay attention to those candles. 8 o'clock, we get a lot of wild candle swings. Way up, way down. Don't pay attention to those. Don't let it fool you. Make sure that you're looking at the current bid price and the current ask price. That's where the price actually is. Don't look at that big candle swinging up and down. Rhea is trying to curl back up. Now let's look at Cust. Let's look at DGNX trying to push up. Hard to tell where these things are going to go. Rhea trying to push back up again. Micro float stock, so got to keep an eye on it. Well, perhaps 3:30, yeah. 8:30, where did I come up with it? 3:30. 8:30, we'll get another big round of press releases, and hopefully there'll be something in there we can use. Trapper, good morning. Minus 12 degrees. Brr. Let's see, Rhea, DGNX, ATLN coming down, ACAN, Kibbo. All right. Well, we're going to head over to YouTube. Traveling Trade Adventures on YouTube. And continue this. We'll have the 8:30 press releases over on YouTube. The Browns is 70 down in the Keys. My goodness. It's supposed to be 80 here today. 80 on Saturdays, up in the 80s, and on Sunday. Not sure about next week, but this weekend should be in the 80s here in Central Florida. So I'm hoping that comes true, because we definitely need some warm weather. I'm tired of the cold that's been down here. So, all right, we're going to head over to YouTube. Traveling Trade Adventures on YouTube. That's where you can find us. So hit the search bar, Traveling Trade Adventures, and we'll do the 8:30 and 9 o'clock press releases over there. So if you want to join us for those press releases, you're more than welcome. If not, we'll see you on Monday. Monday morning, bright and early, as always, at 7:45 on TikTok. So you guys have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day and a great weekend. God bless. All right. Zero. Old Jeffy boy. Old Jeffy boy made $0 on TikTok this morning. All right, let's take a look at DGNX. DGNX trying to climb up. Direct going sideways. Cust coming down. Rhea getting pulled down some more. Yeah, I'll send some heat north here. If you guys need a little heat up north, we'll push a little bit of that up there for you. Looks like my razor's broke, if you're wondering. But I have an excuse. I've been sick. Who wants to shave when they're sick? Nobody wants to shave when you're sick. Is there a new way to log into Zoom? It keeps showing an error when I try. Chris, no, everything should be normal. Go to the website, make sure you're logged in on the website. And you'll know you're logged in because your name will show up in the upper right hand corner of the website. And just click on joining the live Zoom, and they should bring up another page with a link. You click on it, it should bring you right into the Zoom meeting. User CN20 2TS 2PV1V. Good morning. Bob shorted Cust at 375. Chris, if you still have troubles logging in for some reason and getting on the Zoom, send me an email. Direct trying 557, 567. It's trying really hard to curl back up here. Look at all those candle wicks from that 8 o'clock mess. That's craziness. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you made it over from TikTok. It's Friday. I'm feeling a little bit better. Still not 100%, but I'm feeling a little bit better. So that's good news for me. Weather's supposed to be beautiful here this weekend. That's another positive note. DGNX 184. Boom. Look at that. Up 43%. Did anybody grab DGNX and hold on tight? Hopefully you had to hold on tight to that one because it dipped a couple of times and was not looking real good there for a minute. Some of you may have gotten spooked out of that, but it looks like it's going to shoot for 2. I don't know. All right, let's see what we got here. LDWY. LDWY announces rights offering and a plan to adopt new corporate name. SWAG, SWAG, announces a 3-year, multi-million-dollar contract extension with a premier nonprofit running organization. SWAG, SWAG. That one has a 12 million public float. Now the LDWY that I mentioned first, that one's got a 1 million public float. So that's got a really small float. But SWAG is getting more movement, very up and down, very volatile. Fleet expansion, take your sector now, success value. CISS It's a micro float. CISS micro float. According to scans, it's a micro float. It's a 9-penny stock. So I doubt that float is a micro float, but worth taking a look at. CISS provides fleet expansion update in their tanker sector and announces management's estimates of net asset value. The fleet's capacity, they're upping the fleet capacity has increased by 385%. They're averaging $55,000 a day in fleet revenue. It's on CISS. It's a micro float. It's up to 10 cents now. It's up to 11 cents now. Take a look at it. That's not a signal from me for you to go buy it. I just want you to go look at it. See what you think. They just did a reverse split. Excuse me. Got a sneeze coming here. Still not 100%, but I'm fighting through it. Oh my goodness. All right. When did they do a reverse split on 125? Why am I not seeing that? Huh. Not seeing that. On 125. Gotcha. 125. Okay. My sick brain was thinking December 12. Okay, never mind. Never mind. They're going to be doing a reverse split. Vicky, good morning. Good morning. ST. STKH popped for some apparent reason. Let's see, what else do we got? KNRX, new chief financial officer. Yeah, OLB had an offering. It's down 28%. $1.3 million registered direct offering at 60 cents a share. It's at 62 right now. So it pulled itself down to the offering price. Two million shares in that offering. Current floats 3.4 million. So it's still going to be only just over a 5 million public float. So it's still not a bad float on that stock. Now let's go back and look at DGNX. Nice little bump up there, almost a 2. Pulled back really hard, and now it's trying to climb back up again. DGNX is really fighting to get up. $189. It might try to push back up over that 2 again. Move direct. Let's go back and revisit. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me see. Ooh, look at DGNX. Boom. 204. Nice. Wow, what a nice pop. 210, 212. Man, goodness, that really popped. Going to be some happy traders over there on TikTok this morning. I saw a couple of those folks over there say they bought some of that when that press release first came out. So they're probably sitting on a nice little chunk there. Yeah, up north is getting hammered with some really cold weather. And apparently a lot of snow coming too. I don't miss that even a little bit. Direct is having a heck of a time here. DGNX getting a little pullback. Let's see what Cust is getting pulled down. Let's go back and look at BGL. Let's see what's happening with BGL. BGL having a rough go of it. Yeah, Savannah, Mom, folks are still here. My mom and my stepdad, they're still here. They don't head back north until usually middle of April. Carrie, you have a great day. Yeah, they generally wait on the weather. You know, if it turns warm the first part of April, they'll go up first part of April. If it doesn't start warming up till the middle of April, then they'll wait till then. They just kind of plan their trip based on what the weather is up north. I've seen them go back the 1st of March before, or May, first part of May. So it just depends, but I think they're planning on the middle of April. DGNX still going strong, man. Still trying to push up. Tom, you have a great weekend. Thank you. I'm going to do my best to get better before Monday. Yeah, let's look at Move. Look at that bump on Move. MOVE. Holy smokes. $2 jump on a 1 minute candle. Hello, Microfloat. Good heavens. I love when that happens. What a beautiful spike. Move is still moving. Well, DGNX did get itself above 2, but it's getting pulled down now. I'm wondering if Move is going to be one of those that runs all day today. DGNX getting pulled down quick. Money's moving out of DGNX. Looks like it's going to move. Holy smokes, 871. It's trying to climb back up to where it was at earlier this morning. One degrees. Ugh. Supposed to be a bunch of snow moving in too this weekend, I heard. Up north. STKH getting flushed down the toilet, huh? Don't visit Buffalo, huh? Supposed to get cold up there. There's not many places up north where you can go right now where it's decent weather. But I'm sure all the snowmobilers are going to love it. It's going to be crazy weather, that's for sure. Well, 8:45. Are we going to get some press releases here? Doesn't look like 8:45 is giving us anything. Sometimes we get them at 8:45, but I'm not seeing anything yet. DGNX. Nothing yet. I really want to see Move break up through $20. That's going to be nice to see that. It was up there this morning. $19.99. $19.12. We just wicked up to $19.12 on that. Unbelievable. That's a $4, almost $4 climb in the last 3 minutes. That's amazing. It's that darn micro float. Boy, DGNX is getting pulled down, that's for sure. Holy smokes. Well, our hopes are on 9 o'clock now. Looking for a nice press release at 9 o'clock. Going to be our last chance for a good press release before the market opens. We hit 1939 on move. Up 171% at the moment. Might even be able to get the Wave Runner out this weekend if the weather's going to be that warm. Might actually be able to get out there on that Wave Runner. ELBM, Electra Battery Materials, is moving up. No press release or anything. It moved up about 5 pennies in the last 3 minutes, but don't see any reason for it to be moving up. Let's take a look at Direct again. DR. Direct. Trying. Not seeing a whole lot here. DGNX trying. Cust going sideways. BGL still coming down. Ugh. Well, unless something comes out at 9 o'clock on the press releases, it looks like the best part of our morning has passed us. DGNX, once again, trying to push back. Anybody seeing anything moving up other than DGNX? Let's move. Move is pulling down. AIIO moving up. Robo.ai. AIIO. That one's been going sideways since 7 o'clock. It's been going sideways. It's just now starting to curl up just a little bit. It's got a pretty sizable float, though, 185 million public float on a 33-cent stock. So that's going to take a tremendous amount of volume. But it is getting a little bit of movement to it. Yeah, DGNX has had some pretty aggressive moves up and down. I mean, look at that chart. Big spikes up, down, big ups, big downs, big ups, big down. I mean, it's really, well, if you're a pretty slick day trader, you could really bank on that one. All right, let's go back and look at Cust. Good old Cust. Custom Entertainment, spelled with a K, K-U-S-T. It's trying to curl back up again. DGNX short at 208. Equinox Gold, Erie, class action lawsuit. Got a couple of class action lawsuits that popped up on the screen. Not seeing anything else. That short's working out pretty good for you, Bob, so far. I guess we're just going to have to be patient. For the next 6 minutes and wait for the 9 o'clock press releases and see what transpires at 9 o'clock. Hopefully something. Let's look at Move. I haven't looked at Move in a couple of minutes here. MOVE. Back up to 19 bucks. Let's see if that micro float has some effect here and busts up to 20. Or if it's going to get pulled right back down again. Let's see if it's going to be allowed to go. A lot of sell off up there at 19. Steve, you have a great weekend. Thank you very much. I should be better I'm going to continue taking my meds, even if I start feeling better. I want to make sure I get it completely kicked by Monday morning. $19.20 on Move. $19.21. $19.23. $24. $25. $26. $19.39. $41. $43. $44, $50, $70. Can it go? Can it go? Can we smack 20? Come on. Come on. Boy, that thing wants up there so bad. We had moved last night in after hours. We talked about this stock in after hours and had a really good trade on this in after hours. This stock started off around $7.12. I think I got it at like $9.88. I missed the initial spike on the news and then it pulled back and I picked it up around 988. And I sold off on that first big run up in the 12s. And if I'd have held it overnight, I'd have been sitting really, really good on it right now. Could potentially be up $9 to $10 a share on it right now if I'd have held overnight. Did Terry hold on to this overnight? Terry was talking about holding it overnight or mentioned that it was going to go up overnight. I don't know if he held on to that or not. Were you able to see the purchase price? Was I able to see my purchase price and my selling price on the actual chart? I'd have to say no. I don't recall seeing that. No. All right, let's see if Direct is trying again. Following your history of purchasing and sell. Well, no, I don't. I keep a journal. I write everything in my journal as far as my buys and sells. I track what I buy, when I buy it, how many shares I got, at what price. LRHC reporting approximately $79 million in unaudited preliminary fiscal year 2025 revenue, 14% year over year organic growth. LRHC, 1.4 million public float. LRHC. It got about a 30% spike on that news. La Rosa Holdings, LRHC. SLE, they're coming off a reverse split this morning. SLE, coming off a reverse split, and they just put out a press release saying they secured an exclusive partnership with Solstin to power the next phase of growth through AI-driven audience intelligence. That's on SLE. Now they're just coming off a reverse split. So you may not be able to trade them this morning. They did a reverse split as of this morning. 1 for 12 reverse split. Just started LRHC just started a reverse split today. I'm not seeing that on my chart. Oh, the 26th. Gotcha. Starting a reverse split on the 26th for LRHC. Thank you for that. I wasn't aware of that, but thank you. Move up through 20 finally. Look at that. Beautiful spike up 2036. We actually spiked up to 2117. It wicked up to 2117. What a nice move. $20.39, $20.42, $20.54. Now it's getting some juice. 208 to 174 short on DGNX. Good trade, Bob. LRHC, it's up 35% on that. Let me look at SLE again. Coming off a reverse split this morning. Looks like CCTG is another stock that's coming off a reverse split this morning. CCTG and SLE. And you probably can't trade those. A lot of your platforms aren't going to allow you to trade that. Mickey, you have a great weekend. On the 26th, the 1 for 10. Thank you very much. So really, we didn't really get anything with any substance really at 9 o'clock. LRHC, but there's going to be a lot of people staying away from that since they're going to do a reverse split. So there's going to be a lot of folks staying away from that. SLE is pushing up if you're allowed to trade it. A lot of times when they come off a reverse split, that morning, it might be a couple of hours before your trading platform will allow you to trade it. Some of them are immediate. Some of you can probably trade it right away. Others may find yourself waiting 4 or 5 hours before your platform will allow you. But just FYI, it's trading. It's jumped up 888, almost 659, almost $4 since it started trading at 9 o'clock. If you were allowed to trade it. It just hit 1132. It went from 659 to 1132. I've had to wait a full day on E-Trade before. And what was aggravating about it was a stock I was in. I held it through the reverse split and then wasn't able to trade it. They locked it up for a full day of trading, which really sucked. Usually it's only an hour or two. I've seen it as short as 20 minutes, 40 minutes, but most of the time it's a good hour or so. But thank you for hitting the subscribe button on YouTube. I do appreciate that a lot, very much. Looking forward to getting some more content up on the channel as soon as it gets a little bit closer to travel time, when the weather starts warming up. You guys need to warm it up there up north. You need to get that warm weather back so I can get in the RV and get up north. Need to get up north. Well, anything moving up here as we approach? We got moved that popped pretty nice. But it got pulled back down again. The cold, just the cold by itself doesn't stop me from driving north. It's the snow and the ice. That's what I don't want to drive in. RV is hard enough to keep on the road when it's dry. I don't want to try it in the snow and the ice. That's just asking for trouble. SLE looks like it wants to pop just a little bit more here. Let's look at it on the 5-minute chart. There it is on the 5-minute. It's now got a very low float on it. So it's going to be able to move pretty quick with that new float. Yeah. Yeah, JR, that's pretty smart of them to do that. You know, it's pretty good timing to know, okay, we've got a good press release. We've been talking about a reverse split. Let's combine the two. It's pretty brilliant. As I've mentioned to you guys before, I've only held through 3 reverse splits in my entire trading career, and it was early on when I was first learning. And out of the 3 that I held through, 2 of them just sucked. I got beat up bad. The only one that worked in my favor was one that I got in. They announced the reverse split. I got in when it dropped the day before the reverse split and held it, thinking it might go up after the reverse split. And they put out a press release the morning of the reverse split. And when they released it, it went up, and I worked out. I made money on it. But any other time I've seen reverse splits come out, man, they usually get beat up bad. Kind of an unspoken rule amongst retail traders is on a reverse split, you don't trade it for 3 days. It's got that 3-day rule. Some people say 5 days, but generally the first 3 days, the thing just gets they get beat up bad. So I don't hold through reverse splits anymore. If I just happen to be in a 25-cent stock or a 30-cent stock, trying to swing it maybe for a couple of days or something, and they come out with a press release that they're doing a reverse split, I'm out. I don't care where I'm sitting on my position. I'm out. I sell immediately and walk away from it. I don't stick through those anymore. I learned my lesson. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to get any more press releases here between now and 9:30. 9 o'clock's usually kind of like our last hope for a really good press release. We have had some decent runners this morning. Now we had Raya, RAYA was a good day trade on a good press release right away at 7 this morning. DRCT, that one paid off pretty well for a few folks, no doubt. It's still hanging in there. That DGNX, that wasn't a bad play. That stock went from $1.36 on the press release to $2.17. That's not a bad play. That worked out pretty good. I don't know that too many people took that one and got that good trade out of it. Move is another one. Move has been a good trade this morning. So we've had a couple of decent good plays, but only 1 or 2 press releases that really amounted to much. So nothing terribly big to brag about. NXXT terminates the at-market sales agreement. NXXT today announced that it has terminated its at-the-market sales agreement as amended with Think Equity and Roth Capital Partners. The termination was effective as of January 17th. The ATM agreement provided for potential issuance of sales of shares pursuant to an at-the-market offering. So they had a direct offering, basically. And they've terminated that agreement. Not doing much for the share price at all. So DGNX trying to curl back up. Let's take a look at CUST, KUST, Custom Entertainment. That one's curling back up again. NXT might get a little push at some point. I wouldn't expect a big, massive push, but it might get a little push on them terminating that direct offering. I don't know. That one's kind of up in the air for me. I'm on the fence on that one. Bob got cussed from you shorted that one from 298 to 260. Let's look at SLE. SLE starting to come down. Move back up to 20. Oh, 360. 298 to 360. Gotcha. Move back to 20 and a half. SMX Microfloat says they're fully financed through the end of the first quarter of 2027. Move is going to get us up over 200% here again. SMX is it's listed as a micro float on scans. No volume on it, but it's a $20 stock, so it might be out of your wheelhouse a little bit. It is mine. We got about 10 minutes here before the market opens. Well, what's everybody's guess? What's everybody's guess on what runs up this morning based on what we've looked at this morning? I'm going to guess and say potentially Move, MOVE, can pop. I think Direct, DRCT, has a chance of making a nice move today. At least legitimate enough to make a good day trade out of it at some point. It's not the only two. Cust, KUST might, but not feeling as strongly about that one. I think Direct, DRCT, and Move. Those are my two guesses, and they're just guesses. Can't see too much other. There's always that one stock that nobody even thought about, that wasn't even moving in pre-market. Like it had nothing. Nobody paid any attention in pre-market because it did nothing. And all of a sudden, when the market opened, it's the one that goes up crazy, and everybody's panicking trying to get in. Just lost. $10K. Carlos, you held through a reverse split. An SLE reverse split, but money. Yeah, I hope so, Carlos. We don't hold through reverse splits. We don't hold through reverse splits. Sorry to hear that, by the way, too. That's a huge loss, man. That's tough to come back from. But you will. You'll come back from it. I feel your pain, man. I know what it's like to lose a big chunk like that. Direct trying to push up. Move up and down, up and down, up and down. I think the takeaway lesson on that one, even prior to them announcing the reverse split, is that when you get into a position and it drops below where you bought in at, and it drops and it drops, you get out. You don't hold and continue holding, hoping that it's going to go back up. And I think you learned that lesson firsthand, that getting out quick when it drops down and hits your buy-in price, you got to cut ties and say, okay, bad entry. I learned my lesson. Let me move on to the next one, and not keep holding and keep holding and keep holding, hoping that it'll go back up. So you'll be able to preach that lesson to others, firsthand experience, and say, hey, trust me. I know. I've done it. You can't do it. You have to let them go quick. TNMG regains compliance with NASDAQ's bid price rule. TNMG. And it has a 1.1 million public float, so relatively tiny float. I'm very stingy with my money. And so when I get into a position, if I buy in here, it starts to go up and then it falls back down to where I bought in at, and it drops just a little bit below where I bought in at, I'm out. I don't horse around and think, well, maybe it'll bounce back up. I'm out. That's it. I'm done. And I just chalk it off as a bad entry. I didn't get the bottom where I should have. It was just a bad entry. You chalk it up, you take the tiny little loss, and you move on. to the next one. Now, maybe you continue watching that stock because maybe it will bounce back up and you can make another play on it and get back that 5 cents a share loss that you took or 10-cent share loss that you took. But you have to get into the habit of always, when you buy in and it starts to go up and it drops back down to where you bought in, out. I'm out. I'm out. That's it. I'm not playing around with this thing. I got a bad spot. I'll try again on another one. Or maybe I'll try again on this one. But for now, I'm out. And sometimes you'll sell. You'll take that out when it drops back down to your buy-in and then drops a couple of pennies below it. You'll take the out and then it'll bounce almost immediately back up. You can't help that. There's nothing you can do about that. And it happens. It happens. It's just part of trading. It's going to happen. But I will say from experience, more times than not, when it drops back down to where you got it and it drops below and you don't sell, it just keeps dropping. And then you're really in bad shape. So if you're going to play the odds are it's going to keep dropping and it's not going to recover. Sometimes it does. Yes. Sometimes it does bounce back up and it recovers and it goes. Sometimes. But if you're playing the odds are it's not going to. So I like to play the odds and go, well, it's probably not going to bounce. It might, but it's probably not. So I'm done. NAMM popping off. Move, MOVE, press release. I think this is a repeat of an old one, but they said they secured a long-term NVIDIA GPU deployment. I think that's just a repeat of an old press release. I think they're trying to take advantage of this stock movement this morning, and because there's going to be a lot of people that read that and think it's new, so it's going to cause a bunch of new people to jump in. I think that's what they're doing with that. They're just putting out a press release from yesterday to generate a little excitement and take advantage of this momentum that they've got going on right now. All right. Well, there's Move 2142. Look at that spike. 2193, 21, 22. I guess I was right on that one. Right on direct. Nice pop up at open. Can it break back over 6 though? That's the question. So far, both of my guesses, and they were guesses, so far both guesses are doing well. 22 and a half. So you guys have a brilliant weekend. Move is up over 200% this morning. Just beautiful. Let's see what else we got. Look at BGL. Remember BGL from earlier this morning? It got a little bit of a spike and push right at 9:30. Wow, 580. Let's take a look at Move again. It's up 215%. It was up over 220%. All right. Well, you guys have a beautiful weekend. I'm going to try to get myself better before Monday. And so I'm 100% on Monday. I hope, fingers crossed. And I will see you guys on Monday morning. Scanner, pre-market scanner will be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 a.m. Eastern time on Zoom. If you want to come in and look at it. We didn't have very many people in there this morning, but you guys want to see it, it'll be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I'll go live at 6:45, as always, on Zoom. Looks like Move is going to break 23 here, and it just did. Up 230%. What a great little move on that stock, man. It's gone up 100% since yesterday. Done very, very well. So have a good weekend. God bless to each and every one of you. Keep them green. Lock in that profit. Don't get greedy. And I will see you Monday morning. All right? God bless. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button on YouTube. I appreciate it.